Hey there, thanks for tuning in for the top 7 rock cuts of the week. We've got some really cool rocks to check out, which you can see. Thank you to all the current subscribers, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, and I hope you like this video and consider subscribing. All of these rocks were found in northern Nevada. Okay, let's check out this rock. So it's the biggest one out of the group, and as you can see, we've got a very dark red coloration going on the outside, as well as some lighter areas of yellow and orange, and some darker areas that look almost black as well. On this side, we can see a little bit more of that, of the kind of coming together of those different colors. Here's a look at the other side of the rock. Pretty much the same thing going on. Now let's take a look at the inside of the rock, and that is really cool. Much cooler than it looked on the outside. Wow. Okay, so the red color really doesn't come through much except in a very striking vein at the top of the rock, and a little bit more red coloration coming in at the top as well. Let's take a look at the individual halves. Yeah, we can see there's a white material or rock that is broken up throughout this rock, and then that is interspersed with a black material, and in the bottom part it goes into kind of shades of gray as well. But really, really pretty. Really interesting pattern and coloration. Definitely a unique one. Very cool. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got some very interesting pattern and texture going on. The part that I circled here looked like an inclusion of some sort to me, almost like a circular thing, like a branch or something like that. This side looked like snakeskin or something. The pattern and the patina on it are just very cool. And then we have this honeycomb pattern on this side, which is really unique as well. Have not found many that look like this. So a very interesting exterior. Fun fact, this is also a roadside find. Let's take a quick look at the bottom of the rock. And now for the inside, and that is really pretty. Wow, there's a lot going on in here. What looked like the brownish desert patina is actually a fairly light, almost white colored material. And then we can see some of the brown has seeped in, and there are some little crystal inclusions as well. That is one of the circles there on the right hand side that looks kind of like an eye, is a little crystal pocket, and there's bits of crystal that are kind of interspersed in the material here actually, and some interesting patterns in there, as you can see. Really pretty. This is kind of unexpected, although the exterior of the rock looked really cool, but this is a little bit different. And there on the left-hand side, you can see what I thought was the branch, which I don't know that that's actually what that is, but it looks kind of like an eye pattern. Very pretty material and patterns here. I really like this one. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we've got some interesting color and pattern showing through. We've got the classic deep red, and we've got some orange and yellow, maybe a little bit of blue or gray, and then some light pink. But it looks like a very interesting rock from the outside. So I was definitely curious as to what it looked like on the inside. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, that is really pretty and much cooler than I thought it would be from the outside, actually. There's a bit more variety in the coloration. I thought it would be mostly red. And there is a lot of red, but there's also a lot of lighter material as well. Let's take a little bit of a closer look here. We can see there's some gray and there's some white with a bit of yellow staining and some nice red bands and yellow bands as well. And then kind of hard to tell if that's a blue or a gray, but it's a pretty color regardless. I would call this a chaotic landscape jasper. I really like how much is going on here. Very pretty. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this is a smaller one, and it caught my eye because it is a lighter color, and it also looked like it might be a light green color. And I don't find a lot of green and blue rocks, and those are some of my favorite colors to find. So I picked this one up mostly because of the color. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. And that is really nice. So the green color does carry through, and we actually have a nice range of green here, from dark to very light. It looks like it's kind of crystal material, maybe agate, but definitely translucent. There's bits and pieces of it that are broken up and then kind of cemented together in different spots, which you can see. I really like the colors. There's some white crystal in here too, a really unique one. Here's the smaller half of the cut. Really pretty greens and some interesting pattern. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this is one that I would call a potato rock for hopefully obvious reasons. We have a nice red color going on most of the rock and then a rounded shape to it. On this side, we can see there's some lighter colored material, which looks like it's coming through in a band or several, what looks like interesting pattern potentially on that section. Let's take a look at the inside, and that is pretty cool. Wow. Okay, so this is kind of a chaotic landscape jasper as well. We have that really nice red coloration with some yellow going on with a little bit of banding that is going around the perimeter of the rock, and it gets a little bit larger towards the interior side here. Let's take a closer look at the individual halves. And you can see there's actually banding going on in the white and yellow area, just very faint. And then it's a little bit smoother, I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, on the part with gray and orange on the left side of this rock. But really interesting. Reminds me a bit of a desert. Okay, let's check out this rock. So this is a smaller one as well, but we can see some really nice colors going on and pattern. We have some red spots going on here. On the side we were just looking at, there was nice red and yellow, kind of orange sunset kind of color banding. Really pretty. Not a whole lot else to see on the exterior here. Let's see if that pattern carried through, and it did. Really nice. So we have some really cool patterns and coloration going on the left-hand side of the larger piece. That same part broke off on the smaller one. And there's really nice orange and red banding. Really pretty. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see some of the banding and patterns a little bit better. But really nice. Here's the other half. And unfortunately lost that bottom bit that had some of the nice pattern on the other side. But still kept a bit of it and some nice orange and yellow on the rest of the rock. Okay, let's check out this rock. So from the outside, you can see we have a little bit of a waxy or crystal looking exterior. There's a bit of color going on, a little bit of red there on the end, and then some yellow, but mostly it's a kind of clear crystal or agate material. This part looked like an inclusion maybe to me, but I'm not sure what it actually is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. And that is really pretty. So most of it is a light white or crystal material. And there's some really interesting pattern going on. Some spots where it's a bit darker. It's hard for me to tell if some of the white material is an inclusion or inclusions, or if that's just the way the agate material or crystal material. Zoom in a little bit here. Really pretty and really interesting. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Here's a look at the other section. And again, it could just be banded agate, or this almost looks like agatized sedimentary bands possibly on the bottom part here. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in for the top 7 rock cuts of the week. If you made it this far, please give the video a like. Thanks again to the current subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And I will see you next week.